You just got a Kindle Paperwhite. The question is, what's next? Now that you've taken the Paperwhite out of the package, the power button is on the bottom. This is where you charge it. This is the button where you turn it on. Okay. Your Kindle will always have a picture like this. It may not seem like it's turned off, but that's just the way the screen looks. It'll typically, once you start reading a book, will show the cover of the book on the screen. So if you press the button on the bottom, it says waking up, and then you have to swipe. Right now it's connected to our Wi-Fi just because I had to set it up. You're going to want to connect it to your Wi-Fi. This is going to be your main screen when you turn your Kindle on. Once you have books downloaded, they will be listed here. I believe it can hold 4 book titles, maybe more. I'm not exactly sure because it depends on how many you have downloaded. If the book you're wanting to read is not in this section, you click here and it'll pull up all of the books that you have downloaded on your Paperwhite. To return home, you just easily click on the home button here and it'll take you back. The way you move on the Kindle Paperwhite, very simple. You just slide your finger. You're going to go from the bottom to the top to move down, and from the top to the bottom to move up. If you swipe down from the top, this is where your settings are going to be. Airplane mode, Bluetooth. Dark mode is going to give you a black background. Some people say it's easier on the eyes. If you need it to sync, so if you downloaded your Kindle app onto your phone and you started to read something on your phone and you want it to sync to your Paperwhite, you would do that here, and then all settings. This is going to show how bright. It'll make it more white or darker, depending on what you need. And then the warmth kind of brings in a sepia tone. A lot of people will do this when it gets dark or they feel that there's too much blue light. They'll put up the warmth. Going to all settings. This is your Amazon account. And you can go into any of these. I don't think you need to add your social media onto this. I wouldn't touch this deregister device. And then if you decide that you want to download a document from either an author or something somebody sends you, they can email it directly to your Kindle, which is this address here. Okay? And then personal info. If you add personal info, when I registered it, I had to put it all in. This is only you. You're the only person who has access to this Kindle device and the only Kindle device that is registered to you. This is where you're going to connect to your Wi-Fi. So we're going to Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. The airplane mode is off. The Wi-Fi networks. When you get this to your house, your Wi-Fi network will pull up, and then you'll need to enter the password. I've written that down for you on that piece of paper, along with your Amazon password. If you wanted to delete a Wi-Fi, you can do that here. And then if you wanted to connect headphones or your phone to your tablet, you could do that there also. the device options, same thing. With the warmth schedule, if you want it to just be on in the evening, you can do that here. If you want to put a password onto the device, you would go here. You could enter the password, just confirm it, hit OK. And then at the very beginning, when you turn the power button on and swipe, it would ask you for a password, much like your phone. This would be where you're going to change the time. You're going to want to come in here and you can put the device time on there. That way you don't have to worry about time zones and whatnot. Right now it's set up to Alaska time. If you need to restart your Kindle, like it's not working and you want to restart it, there's that. If you feel like you've messed something up and you need to reset it back to factory settings, that would be here. This is all like the generation, what all your device can do. So all of these other options are pretty self-explanatory, and you can go in and explore those if you need to. So when you start to purchase books, you're going to click on this little cart here. That'll take you to the Kindle store. The Kindle store is separated into Kindle and Audible. Audible are audiobooks that you can download to your Paperwhite, but then you would need to set up headphones. So you do have Kindle Unlimited. We've set that up for you to have 7 months access to that. You will need to add your credit card information to it because right now mine is connected. You don't have to have it go through your credit card. They just need a credit card because it is an automatic subscription. And if you don't have money on your Amazon account through gift card, then it will automatically charge a card on file. Right now, to set it up, I had to put my card on file. So you do have a free 3-month trial, and then we've put $40 on your account. The Kindle Unlimited is $9.99 a month. So we've set it up for an additional 4 months. So you have it for a total of 7 months. If you buy a book and you use the $40 credit, then that will shorten the time of Kindle Unlimited. Kindle Unlimited is wonderful in that the fact that it is like a library system for Amazon books. Any book that has Kindle Unlimited written at the top, you can read for free. You can check out up to 10 books at a time. I know you'll probably only check out 1 book at a time. And then it downloads to your Paperwhite, and from there you just go in and read, which we can do. And I'll show you how to return a book. So through Kindle Unlimited, you also get certain magazine subscriptions for free. But we're going to manage your books here. So you can go into the store and it will show you all of the books that you have checked out through Kindle Unlimited. And in this spot, you can select different books and return them so that you have open spaces. It'll show everything that's checked out in Kindle Unlimited. You can also do this in your library, which is simpler, and I will show you how to do that. So this is where you would go for the same thing for your magazine subscriptions. This section here will pull up all the books that are in the Amazon store, which are quite a lot, and it can be very daunting. It is going to put the most popular books first. This Amazon Prime reading, if you have Amazon Prime, which I don't believe you do, it comes with certain free books that you can have access to. Amazon also does deals, so certain books will be on sale at certain times during the year. It might be for a month, and you can go in there and see what books are on sale. Kindle Unlimited, we went through this best books of 2022 is just a list they've created that with the most popular books, the award winners and so forth, and then the best books of the month. It's the most popular books that were either checked out or bought during that month. And then you can look at the Amazon charts if you'd like. The best thing for you, I believe, is going to be to go to search, and then whatever type of book, or if you have a title in mind, you can type it in here. You can see I've already looked up historical romance for you. So we're just going to click on that. Give it a second to load. And then these are going to be the most popular historical romances. Sometimes it is easier to look up a book on your phone. So you have the title, so you don't have to scroll through everything like this. If you click redefine or refine, it'll either only pull up Kindle Unlimited books or Prime Reading books or ebooks with audio. It'll sort it in different ways, like the most popular books, the most checked out books. You can look for a subcategory in a genre. You can look for books that are only 3 stars or 5 stars, or you can look for when the book was released. If we click on Kindle Unlimited, these now are all the books that you could read for free. So once you find a book that you like, you can click on it, either on the book or the title itself, and it'll pull up a description of the book, and it'll give you some information. So this now is the title, it's the type of book it is, so it's available on Kindle, the author, the different people who have purchased and then rated the books. So you can see it's 4.5 stars, and it's been reviewed by over 25,000 people. This right here shows you that it is a Kindle Unlimited book, which means that you have free access, and you can read now, or you can download it to your Paperwhite. And then some Kindle Unlimited books come with a free audio version, which I have not used. If you have a code for the book, sometimes authors will send out codes that are basically like a gift certificate for their book that you could use there. If you wanted to listen to the book for a little bit to see if you want to purchase it, you could do that also. Tells you how long the book is. Word-wise will show you if other people have made quote, like have highlighted the book in certain areas and their favorite quotes, which has been enabled. If you want to know more about the author, that's what X-ray is. And then this is the summary of the book. And if you click show more, it'll give you the full summary of it. And you can just scroll down and it has the full summary. If you're like, oh, this book isn't for me, but I'm interested in something like it, you can scroll down and it'll show you customers who brought this book also enjoyed these books. These are specifically by this author. And then there's books that are related to this book. And then if you keep scrolling, these are all the reviews that people gave the book. And then these are the reviews by different outlets, like magazines or like actual book reviewers. Okay, so now if we click download, it's downloaded to your Paperwhite. If you're in the Kindle store and you're like, I just want to read that right now, you can go and click read now, or you can continue shopping. If you click read now, it'll take you to the front page of the book. We are actually going to leave the Kindle store, and now you can see the downloaded book is in your library. It's the first book. If we go to the library, it'll show up there. You easily tap the book that you want to read. Sometimes it does take a second to open the book if it's not fully downloaded. And then this, you can pause and read. It'll show you exactly how to use it. And then they usually open the book close to the first page of the title. And then if you just swipe it to the, pull from the right, swipe it to the left, it will show, that's how you turn the page. It also said that you could just tap it and it would also go to the next page. So the main reason we got you a Kindle is so that you could change the size of the font. Because I know that in books that you've been reading lately, it's been too small for you. So you do an easy pinch and open, and it'll come up font size. And you can either go up larger or you can go down smaller. It's up to you, however you want, whatever size you feel like is best for you. So if we start back to where we were, you can swipe from the left. Like if you want to go, you're like, I forgot what's on the previous page. You can go from the left to the right to go back. And starting from where we were, this will take you to the chapters, the table of contents-ish. And you can click on any of these chapters and it'll take you directly to that chapter. You can also keep going and it'll take you through all the publishing and it'll take you through the beginning pages of the book as if you were reading the book. So this is the cover of the book. When you open the book, it will always be where you left off reading last, unless you have decided to start reading in a different device. So if you started reading on your phone and then you came back to your Paperwhite, it'll ask you, you're now at this destination on this device, and it'll like list your phone device, and it'll ask you if you want to update to that destination or if you want to stay here. If you swipe up from the bottom of the Paperwhite, it'll pull up the timeline of the whole book. So if you accidentally get in the wrong spot, you can slide, you're like, oh, I think I was at the middle of the book. And it'll show you, this what was on this page. Is this where you were reading? And you can click, oh, that's not right. And you can click one way or the other. And it'll show you page by page. If you click, and these dots show you where you have been previously, where the book opened previously. If you go here, it'll list all of the pages so you could see a wider destination or a wider picture of all the pages. And you can be like, this is the page you're on. You can kind of glance at the other pages and then you can be like, oh, actually, I was on this page. And it'll take you to that page. And this button here will take you back to the different dots where you were. And then these ones will just jump from chapter to chapter. So we got here from swiping from the top of the book. I'm going to let you go ahead and look here. It says tap on the icon to exit your book and go back to your recently visited home or library. Use the icons to access page displays, settings, font size options, and table of contents and bookmarks. So this will take you back to your home page. This is if you want a different theme, like if you want the spaces between the sentences to get closer together, if you want them to be standard, if you want there to be larger spaces. And we're just going to leave it on what we pinched and zoomed. You can choose the font if you find that a different font is easier for your eyes. If you want the font to be darker, bolder, and then same thing if you want it to be larger or smaller. Same thing, you can change the direction of the books if you want it to go all the way to the line of the Paperwhite. If you want all the paragraphs to end on the side or how they are in the book. And then the same thing with the spacing between lines in the paragraph. And then if you want the clock to be at the top to show you the time, you can have that turned on. This will connect. Sometimes you'll be going through a book and you'll see that something's underlined and you can tap on it and it'll either show you where that character is connected to a different book. And certain authors sometimes will include certain things like a family tree or whatnot. And then if you're looking for information about the book, this is the highlight menu. Automatically shows you when you select a passage. And then this turn on page animation if you want to like physically see the pages turn. Word wise, this will show you like you're like, oh, I don't understand that word, or a lot of people haven't understood that word. You can tap on it and it'll give you a definition. So the highlighting, you can press and hold a word and then highlight, just drag your finger, kind of like you do in the scriptures when you are highlighting a quote. And then you can undo it, you can make a note, you can share it, you can look something up. These are all the options you can. Don't report content errors. A lot of people will report an author because they spelled something wrong or they forgot a comma or the continuity is off and they don't realize it, but then the authors get dinged. I don't think you'll ever necessarily need to report anyone, but it really hurts the author if you do that. So then if we pull down too far. That's not doing it. Okay. This will take you to the contents page. Same thing, you can pick the chapter, you can go to the beginning. These are all your notes and highlights that you've made during the book. If you want to add a bookmark to a page so it remembers where you were reading, I've never really understood this because it automatically opens to where you were reading last, and the timeline will show you where you started or stopped reading last time also. If you want to search for anything in the book, you can do that here. And then the 3 dots. About this book, notes and highlights, x-rays, vocabulary building. You can do all of that also. We're going to go back to the library. This Your Clippings is all the quotes and everything that you have highlighted in all of your different books. I've actually never had this before, so that's interesting. Goodness. Okay, go back to the library. You can sort the different books in your library by most recent, alphabetical by author, when they were published. You can have them in a grid, you can have them in a list. If you have the collections turned on, if you're reading a series of books, it'll clump them all together. If you create a reading list of books you want to read or books you've read, you can do that there. Goodreads is a website that you can connect to where you can rate different books, and sometimes authors will ask people to rate things on Goodreads. You don't need to worry about that. If you want to open a web browser, get to the settings, the legal. If you want to create a collection of books, you can do that also. Okay, if you press and hold on the books, see here, you can see it where you purchased it in the store. You can download the audio version. You can mark it as read if you're like, oh, I'm done with this. This is what's going to be most important to you when you're done reading a book and you don't want to hold on to it. This is where you're going to return it so that you can check out a different book. You can add it or remove it from a different collection. You can undownload it from your device. You can look in the book or you can go to a certain page. I'm going to click on Return to Kindle Unlimited. So if you're like, I'm done reading this book, I'm finished, I want to return it. Like if you just wanted to return it to the library, you're going to click on this and it says when you return a book, it'll be removed from your Kindle. So it'll no longer be saved on your Kindle. And so your notes and highlights will be saved if you borrow this book again, but right now they won't be saved. So we're going to click Return. And now it's gone. And you can click here and go and find a different book. There was a charger in your device. You can see that the battery is 42%. It did not come with the part that you stick into the wall, so you will need to get that part separately. Or if you already have a charger, like an old phone charger, sometimes if the cord comes out, you can still use the part that plugs into the wall because it's just a USB. And there you go. That should be everything you need to know about your Kindle Paperwhite. Love you. Merry Christmas. You just got a Kindle Paperwhite. The question is, what's next? Now that you've taken the Paperwhite out of the package, the power button is on the bottom. This is where you charge it. This is the button where you turn it on. Okay. Your Kindle will always have a picture like this. It may not seem like it's turned off, but that's just the way the screen looks. It'll typically, once you start reading a book, will show the cover of the book on the screen. So if you press the button on the bottom, it says waking up, and then you have to swipe. Right now it's connected to our Wi-Fi just because I had to set it up. You're going to want to connect it to your Wi-Fi.